Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and one of the judges overseeing one of the Trump cases, there's so many, well, may find themselves off the case. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Little ditty about Jack Smith. See, he wants Judge Cannon, Judge Eileen Cannon, off the Trump case. He believes that she's favoring Trump because Trump, put her on the bench. It's interesting. None of these prosecutors have issues with judges that were promoted and elected or appointed by Democrats in their cases. Alvin Bragg had no issue. Letitia James had no issue. When there's a Democrat on the bench, gosh, they don't seem to mind so much. They don't think there's an appearance of impropriety. But with Judge Cannon, who's giving Trump a fair shake, which he's not getting, in my opinion, in any of the other cases, save maybe Georgia, now it's an issue. Now they want her off the case. And he's going so far as to threaten her with an appeal to the 11th Circuit, which, by the way, is handled by Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Good luck with that, Jackie boy. Folks, I got to tell you the truth. I'm not certain they won't get their way on this, though, because the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, well, that's different than Judge Thomas. So this could be a long, drawn-out process, but you know what? It just elongates your case, Jack. Just elongates your case. And that works in Trump's favor, too. I want you to hear this story, and then I want you to let me know what you think when you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.
In Florida, the one that legal experts talk about for, what are we now, 8-10 months as an open and shut, no, a year? Where are we? That open and shut case, and yet we don't have a trial date
over
yet.
A year, yeah, well over a year.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think Judge Cannon's stalling it?
Well, I think it's, I recognize that many commentators today have tried to be polite about Judge Cannon's missteps here, and suggesting that they relate somehow to her inexperience or incompetence. I think the evidence of her bias is pretty palpable at this stage of the game. I think the 11th Circuit tried desperately to draw a line for her at the time of the search warrant and the special master cases, where they rebuked her very sternly for her basically making up the law and her lack of analysis of the required factors that went into those decisions. But her delays here are extraordinary. As you highlighted and as others have highlighted, she hasn't even set a trial date. That's remarkable. She ignored the government's request months ago to set the schedule under the Classified Information Procedures Act. That there are multiple steps that have to be gone through, and she hasn't completed step one. I think that alone, frankly, doomed the case to not start before the election or the next year's inauguration of whomever wins. But I think that it's clear that her efforts to delay this, continue. The current matter that the filing was geared to today, with regard to her baffling perception that the Presidential Records Act somehow has any relationship at all to the Espionage Act, is stunning. And I think that Jack Smith, I think the filing today makes it plain that she has to rule, and if she doesn't rule, under either scenario, they'll be in a position to take her up to the 11th Circuit, and I think the 11th Circuit will likely take her off the case.
Okay, so I want to ask you what that means, but quickly, just to be clear, you're saying you don't buy that this is just incompetence or inexperience at this point.
No, I think the evidence is just too overwhelming. Yes, she may be incompetent, but at this stage of the game, her incompetence is so gross that I think it clearly creates the perception of partiality, and her attempt to put her thumb on the scale. So I think that should disqualify her.